Hi, today I'll be making this native palm oil rice. This recipe is not just yummy and delicious, it is very easy to make and everyone is going to love it. So let's just get right into cooking. I'll prepare the rice first. So here is the rice I'll be using. I'm using 4 cups of rice for this recipe. I'll start by washing the rice till the water is clear. Like I said, I'm going to wash this rice for several times till the water moves from this dirty water to a clean, clear water. This will take me like washing it 3 to 4 times for me to get my desired result. So at this point, the water is clean and clear. I'm done washing the rice. So the next step is to transfer the washed rice into a pot for it to get cooking. I'm starting by cooking the rice first so it can give me time to prepare my ingredients. I'll be adding some salt to the rice and I'll also add in enough water to cook the rice. After I'm done doing this, I'm going to cover up the rice and set it on fire to cook. While the rice is cooking, it's time to prep the ingredients. These are the ingredients I'll be using for the native sauce. So I have crayfish here. Also, I'll be listing the ingredients in the description below. This is the seasoning cube and the scent leaf I'll be using. I'll be using this pepper. I have scotch bonnet pepper, not too ripe. I have tomatoes and I have red bell pepper. I'll also be using 3 bulbs of onion for this recipe. I have my palm oil. I have the locust beans. This locust beans is the perfect game changer for this rice. I have some smoked fish and I have pomo. So these are the ingredients I'll be using for this recipe. So I'll go ahead to blend my onions and blend the peppers. I'll be using my hand grater to blend this pepper. I don't want the pepper to be smooth and I don't want too much water in the pepper. That's why I'm not using my electric blender. So this is how the pepper has to look after blending. So now it's time to check on the rice we are cooking. At this point, my rice is already well cooked. I'm just checking to see if there's still water in the rice. But at this point, the rice is perfectly cooked. So I'm going to set this aside and make the sauce. For a start, I'm going to pour in palm oil into my pot. I'll let this get hot. Please don't bleach your palm oil. Just let it get hot for a while. Then I'm going to transfer in my grated onions. I didn't dice the onions. I used my grater to grate the onions. So I'm going to fry this in the oil for 2 to 4 minutes. I'm going to make sure this fries well so that I can infuse the onion flavor into the oil. So at intervals, I'm going to stir fry this so it doesn't get burnt. After frying this for a while, I'm going to pour in enough locust beans. I'm going to stir fry this in the oil. I'm going to stir fry this so that the flavor of the locust beans can also come out. I fried this for like 3 minutes and by that time, the aroma in my kitchen was wow. The next step now is to transfer in the pepper mix into the oil. After pouring in the pepper mix, I'm going to give this a gentle stir and make sure everything incorporates together. I'll leave this to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes before I start adding in my ingredients. But while it's cooking, I make sure to stir it at intervals so it doesn't get burnt. This point, the sauce has been cooking for 2 minutes, so I'll go in with my ingredients. I'm starting with my seasoning cubes. After that, I'm going to add in the crayfish to the sauce, and I'm going to stir this together. I'll leave this to cook for like 5 minutes because I want the flavors to lock in first before I add other ingredients. At this point, the sauce is almost getting ready. You can see the oil is settling on the sauce already. Please make sure to cook your sauce well so that you can get rid of that raw pepper taste. So at this point, the raw pepper taste is gone and the sauce is almost cooked. It's just for me to add in my last ingredient. So I'm going to go in with my smoked fish. I'm going to add this to the sauce and stir this together. I'll make sure everything is well incorporated. The next thing after adding the fish is to add in the pomo. This is the last ingredient I'll be adding to this sauce. So I'm going to stir this together and allow it to fry well too, so I can get in my pomo flavor and the smoked fish flavor. The secret of native rice lies in each flavor. If you can get all your flavor locked in, you get the perfect native rice. So at this point, I covered it up to fry for 2 minutes, and here we are. The sauce is perfectly ready. Everything is, oh God, everything is perfect. Yes. So now it's time to transfer the sauce into the rice. So I'm going to transfer the sauce on the rice and stir together. So while doing this, I realized the pot will be too small for me to mix the rice and the sauce. So I decided to mix in 2 pots. So I added some sauce to one pot and then I added rice to the other pot that has sauce. So I'm going to do this and mix everything together. Another thing you need to note when making native palm oil rice is to make sure your rice is not soggy. That's the white rice. Make sure it's not soggy. This will help you mix your rice and your sauce well, and it will also give you that perfect native rice look. At this point, I'm almost done stirring the sauce and the white rice together. So my native rice is almost ready. So while mixing this, I make sure the heat is on low heat so the rice does not get burnt. You don't want your rice to get burnt. So I'm going to mix this well, and we still have one last ingredient to go, and that's scent leaves. Scent leaves. You can add scent leaves to this. You can add uziza leaves, but I'm using scent leaves. So this is the last ingredient. I'm going to mix this perfectly together. You see, scent leaf is going to give it that perfect flavor. So like I said before, native rice is all about flavors. If you get your flavors right, your native rice is going to come out well and your families are going to love it. I hope you try this recipe. If you have any question for me, make sure to drop it in the comment section. And if you try this, make sure you give me feedback in the comment section. Thank you for staying tuned. Please subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you next time.